Hey cats, what's happening? Today, this morning, actually, I got my hands full here. This week is my high school class alumni art show. And my good friend Buzz has encouraged me to enter some of my artwork. So this morning, I have my Indian chief here, and I have it all hooked up to the dolly truck. And thank goodness I have this wheelchair ramp, because I think I can get it down there, and then I got to figure out how to get it loaded on the truck. So wish me luck. I don't want any disasters here. I think this thing's probably pretty indestructible, but nonetheless, I don't want a disaster. Ooh, yeah, I don't think I would have got that down the steps by myself. Now, the question is, am I going to get it loaded up on the truck? I got them all set up at the art show. I also brought my beach glass picture and the bowl that Buzz and I made. So, yeah, let's see what else they got here. This is interesting. This piece of wood came out of that. These carvings are done by a friend of mine, Scott, and some stained glass here. And then over here we got some drawings. My buddy Scott did these drawings too. He's an awesome artist. It's his GMC. And his shovel head. Rose is hanging up more pictures here for us.
Okay.
She's putting all this art show together today. Got some paintings here. Some photography over here. Some more art over here. You did some of this, didn't you, Don?
Those two there.
Don painted these two. I know that guy. Pete Catane.
Yeah. Everybody knows Pete.
Well, the art show will run for a couple weeks here at the Highland High School public library. And the library is in a separate building from the high school itself, so if you live in the area, swing by and take a look at all the cool art they got here, and maybe you might even pick up a book too. Yeah, that's right. I've been picking a lot of tomatoes. The tomatoes are coming in like crazy, and I don't know what to do with them all. I'm not going to can again this year. I canned 17 quarts last year, and I probably only used 3 of those quarts over the winter. So plus I've got like 40 quarts of tomatoes in the basement, so I don't need any more. So I've been trying to give this stuff away. I got green beans. I've got these sweet banana peppers, more jalapenos. I've got red potatoes. Now, my biker buddy gave me a bunch of this stuff, so I didn't grow all of this. You get cucumber, great big huge, green peppers. I've got more zucchini over here, yellow squash, and even corn. So I've been trying to find a family for that stuff, and I don't know. People just don't want it. So I guess they have their own gardens or something. I don't know. Neighbors across the street though, they took some. The one family that lives across the street, they have taken on some relatives this week. They were moved up from down south and they were in real dire straits, and so they let this family move in with them. And boy, I think, God, I don't know how many kids they got, but wow, what an undertaking that is. And I told them, I said, I got plenty of stuff over here. I should let them move in here because I got all this room and I'm all by myself. But I don't know if I'm ready to take on boarders, because you never know what they're like, and they might end up trashing your place, or doing stuff you don't really like. If it was relatives, that's something different. But now, look at it, looks like it's going to rain again. Now, we had thunderstorms last night. It's getting real dark over there. I didn't look at the weather, so I don't know what the weather's supposed to do. But I was going to ride my bike this afternoon and hook up with some people, but I'm not going anywhere if it's going to storm. It stormed all night last night, and I mean, it rained too. So yeah, see the wind's starting to pick up here a little bit. So yeah, I might end up having to drive the truck to meet up with them. Cause I'm not gonna ride in the rain. It's no sense in it. Yesterday, we have soybeans over here in the field next door, and they were crop dusting. But what was really interesting, they weren't crop dusting with an airplane. They were using a helicopter. Man, that helicopter was zooming down, and then it would go up and it would just bank around and come back down again. Whoever was flying that thing had to be half nuts, because they were coming really low to the ground and spraying, over the crops. So that was pretty cool. But boy, what a bunch of noise that made for probably a good 45 minutes or so. They just kept, because they not only did my field, but all the other fields around. So they kept looping around the house and dive bombing down on the other fields. I'll show you my gardens. My flower garden is it's reached its maturity, so stuff's starting to die off. These are starting to turn a little gray there, and they do eventually. Now these, you can cut them and dry them, and they only hold their color so long. These you can cut and dry. They'll hold their color for a really long time, at least a year. And make dried arrangements. These gladiolas, they don't last very long. They're already dying off. So my other flowers are seeing their end too. These things are starting to die off. And those are reaching their end. I see one of them fell over there already. Black-eyed Susans are coming on pretty strong here still. And then my hibiscus, which they're beautiful big flowers. I got some mint right here. That's blooming too. You see the little bugs on that. This is my asparagus, all this fluffy stuff. So it usually takes a couple years for it to get established, so hopefully it does well. What else do I got here? I've got Silver Queen, and that dries. You can hang it up and dry it. You can hang this up and dry it too. This is called Sweet Annie, and it's very, very fragrant. It has a wonderful, wonderful aroma to it. And then my lavender, which again, oh, I love the smell of lavender. You wipe your hand down, and the oil gets on your hand. You can smell it, and oh, it's wonderful. So yeah, there's my flower garden. My vegetable garden is still going great guns. I mean, my jalapenos are waist high, and they got peppers all over them. I got the sweet banana peppers. There's more eggplants here that need to be harvested. I've already cut some and made a eggplant parmigiana. My tomatoes, as you can see, they're all getting ripe. I got more to pick. Don't have enough room for them all. Now, yesterday I had one of these giant sunflowers right there. You see it's broke off. I broke it off because it fell all the way over. It was laying on my tomato plants. And I didn't want to kill my tomato plants, so I cut it and I propped it over here. That's the top of it. And because the birds will, see the finches have already been picking the seeds out of there, and that's what they do. They like to eat the seeds. So I propped it up here in the corner, let the birds peck at it. And then these are really cool. I got these little, I don't know if they're cherry tomatoes. They're like plum-sized tomatoes. The flavor of those is just spot on. And I've picked tons of those and given away a ton of them too. So there you go. That's keeping me very busy. That, and I mowed the entire yard this week, luckily before the rains hit. So my work is done. Saturday afternoon now, and yeah, I was going to play this afternoon. When I say play, I mean get on the bike and enjoy some riding, but like I said, I'm going to have to look at the radar. Well, thanks for watching. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and join me on this ride. Till next time, cats, I'll catch y'all later.